Alright, we are back, and we have won the die roll. And we have turn 2 Jace, can't lose. So this is a pretty nice hand. Certainly set up extremely well for some sort of card advantage battle. Going turn 2 Jace, turn 3 Read the Bones is probably the best way to set up for a long game. Like if we're up against a ramp deck, with this Transgress the Mind, this hand is just picture perfect. If we're up against something like like a mono white aggressive deck, we're probably just dead. So Evolving Wilds could be a few different things. It could be the 4-color rights deck. It could be Bant Company. It could be Grixis. So Island makes me think it's the Bant Company deck. And it's probably true. So we have a few different options here. Probably the first thing to do is just cast our Jace, get a little more information. We have a lot going on, and if we just went like Transgress this turn, take like a Collected Company, or excuse me, if we just went, yeah, Transgress this turn, take like a Collected Company, and then turn 4 cast Kalitas, and then on turn 5 cast Dark-Dwellers, that basically uses up all of our mana. So I think I'm going to discard the Read the Bones now, considering we have so much action. And I mean, I can always flash it back with Jace. But tagging a Collected Company would just be phenomenal. Wow. Okay. So instead we might get the Reality Smasher. Let's think about this. So this is definitely the 4-color company deck. Usually they just have the Reality Smasher in the sideboard. This guy's got it in the main. We don't have that many things to kill it. We have 1 Dragonlord Silumgar and 3 Ruinous Path. I believe that's all we have to kill Reality Smasher. Wait, Sylvan Advocate is not in the 4-color company deck. I think this is some sort of weird like Absent company deck. Or Sultai? Wait, what? I don't even know what's going on. Anyway, I think we're going to take the Reality Smasher just because we have so few answers to it. And it's just like such a powerful card. So normally the 4-color company deck, it has these cards, but the Sylvan Advocates and Reality Smashers are in the sideboard. So it looks like we're up against some sort of weird hybrid. Duskwatch Recruiter. So Duskwatch Recruiter is something that I would like to kill sooner rather than later. My opponent has an Evolving Wilds, Caves of Quellos, and Collected Company in their hand. I think that my opponent is likely to cast Collected Company rather than activate the Duskwatch Recruiter, especially with this Jace and Transgress. So I think that I'm going to cast the Kalitas now, and then I guess I can just do this, get a little more information. Just discard the redundant Kalitas. Play this one. And then set myself up to start casting removal spells on the upcoming turn. So main phase Collected Company makes a lot of sense if my opponent can hit like a Reflector Mage. That will allow him to make some decent attacks. And believe my opponent still has a Evolving Wilds in hand. Ooh, Fire Impulse, that's good. So before I was going to say I'm going to be killing this Duskwatch Recruiter, it's a little unfortunate that I don't have another removal spell, that I can't use a removal spell on the Eldrazi Skyspawner at this time. But that Skyspawner is going to bite the dust. Our opponent is at 4 lands. Might be worth actually killing the Sylvan Advocate rather than the Skyspawner at this time. Fire Impulse will have Spell Mastery. So I think that's actually what I'm going to do. I don't think I really care about making him discard his last thing. So I'm going to return my Kalitas just because it is like a card I can discard to Jace. And I hit my land drop. 1, 2, 3. And we can actually attack this turn. We've got 2 blockers. Got to be safe against everything. And, you know, we are utterly dominating this game by my estimation. In my professional opinion, it looks like we are absolutely wrecking our opponent right now. Things have certainly broken our way. But yeah, our opponent's kind of getting wrecked now. Next turn we get to cast Dark-Dwellers and flash something back. And we still have Jace. And we've got the Silumgar's command. Like, we're... This was, Oh, and our opponent has disconnected. No! I hope our opponent isn't, like, gone for 15 minutes. I'm not a religious guy, but let's all say a prayer that our opponent reconnects, gets back into the game soon. Well, our opponent did not rage quit, and he's back in action, so that's pretty sweet. I was a little worried for the guy. Thought he might have had a mental meltdown, but it's nice to know that it was just something along the lines of, you know, he was on a dial-up, mom picked up the phone to make a phone call, and, you know, we all know how that is. Anyway, from here, like I was saying, though, we are just dominating this game. Our opponent is in bad shape. So we knew that he had an Evolving Wilds before, and he played it. So there's a chance that our opponent has 2 spells in hand. We could flashback the Kolaghan's command. There's not really anything that great to kill on this board, so I think the better move is just to cast Read the Bones. If we cast Transgress the Mind, he's obviously just gonna, you know, he's just gonna cast his Collected Company response. So we don't need either of these. Those cards aren't really that exciting either, but I'm honestly not really sure what our opponent could even do to us that would be that worried about at this stage. Could attack with like a zombie, but couldn't choose not to. Wow, and our opponent just had nothing. No Collected Company, end of turn. So I wonder if our opponent just has lands in hand. Opponent didn't use all of their mana, and yeah, maybe they just have lands. So sideboarding, definitely want the Radiant Flames. There's a few tokens, but I don't think we want Virulent Plague. So which discard spell we want is a little interesting. There's Collected Company. Probably want Transgress the Mind because we know that he's going to be bringing in things like Reality Smasher. Ob Nixilis is a great way to deal with Reality Smasher, as is Dragonlord Silumgar. So we probably want those. Don't think this is a matchup where we need Silumgar's command, but it's a pretty sweet, versatile card. I think we take out the Read the Bones. And probably the ultimate prices. Like the only thing that ultimate price hits that's like really that important is the Duskwatch Recruiter. We have Fiery Impulse, Grasp of Darkness, Kolaghan's command can get swept away in Radiant Flames. I don't think we need the Read the Bones because we can lean so heavily on Radiant Flames. We definitely want Silumgar's command just as a way to deal with Ormondal in case Westvale Abbey's a potential thing, which it might not be, especially post-board. But and I think we want the Ruinous Path. We don't necessarily need another Ruinous Path, but I think we need Ruinous Path just as some ways to deal with a resolved Reality Smasher. Reality Smasher kind of smashes our world. The Fiery Impulse is mainly here just so we don't get run over. I think this is what we want to do. All right, let's run it. This is a matchup where you could also consider bringing in Dragonmaster Outkast, but I think that just in the dark when I'm not sure, I'll just won't bring it in. We're going to be relying so heavily on sweeping the board, and the matchup is going to be kind of fast. So I think I'm a little more inclined to bring it in when I'm on the play, but when I'm on the draw, it seems like a kind of a sketchy thing to do. Wow, our opponent's like deck's kind of awkward. Think that I'm just going to cast Smoldering Marsh this turn, and then cast the Transgress the Mind next turn. Alternatively, I could have played the Swamp there, just so that I could kill something end of turn with Grasp, untap, Transgress. But I'm not really that worried about it, considering you just had like Plains Island. So we would really like some blue mana, but at least we get to tag a Collected Company if it's in his hand, or Thought-Knot Seer. Whoa, alright. That'll do. So now we have to be worried about, like, if our opponent has Collected Company, at least we have Radiant Flames. Well, we have Radiant Flames for 2, which might not be good enough. If he has Thought-Knot Seer, which he does, at least we have 2 removal spells that can hit it. So I think for the most part, we're in okay shape. Perfect world is, for some reason, he takes Ruinous Path. We draw an island and we get to cast Grasp of Darkness and Jace, but obviously our opponent's going to go for the more efficient removal spell. And now that we're here, I think I want to cast the Kalitas first, and then cast the Ruinous Path. So it's nice to see that our opponent doesn't have a Reality Smasher. But does have another Ruinous Path, which is pretty annoying, to be honest. So I think that our opponent's, yeah, is guaranteed to take the Ruinous Path. And now we're really hoping that we top deck a removal spell. We have not, which is pretty unfortunate. Do I want to take another 8 damage? I guess. Oh, wow. That's bad. I think we're just dead this game. So if our opponent plays Reflector Mage and hits us for 8, I think we're just drawing dead. So as afraid of Collected Company as I am, you just have to take the Reflector Mage. Opponent draws a land and casts Collected Company and Declaration Stone. We're just ultra dead. But we may just be ultra dead anyway. We do get to crack our clue, which is small consolation. One thing that's a little interesting about this version of the deck is there's no Languish. This is certainly a situation where I would have liked to have it. Would have liked that Shivan Reef a long time ago. So, and that Kalitas is exiled too, which is really annoying. So we know that our opponent has a Collected Company. And I'm assuming he doesn't have a land. So he would have played it. He does know that we have Kolaghan's Command, though. I was thinking if there's some way that we can draw a Fire Impulse, we could Radiant Flames and kill both, but we'd have to exactly draw that, which is pretty unlikely. So I think we just have to do this. And if our opponent has a negate, it's just super, super sad time. And that's our turn. So I should have cast those cards before I played the Shivan Reef. And I'm going to be short of mana on this upcoming turn because of it, which might limit my plays. It's certainly going to make me take an extra point of damage. I do have to play this Jace just as a chump blocker, though. So we're hoping that our opponent doesn't kill us with this Collected Company somehow. And then we're hoping to double Radiant Flames. So we're just dead. Our opponent's deck seems to be like a little on the weird side, though, so... Wow, all he got was an Elvish Visionary, so there could be hope. Believe it or not. Lumbering Falls, ooh, that's going to kill us. Dude, our opponent's deck is so weird. It's just a 4-color Collected Company deck. Alright, we're done here. Saw Declaration in Stone, and we saw Drumoka's Command. Do we want these Dragonmaster Outkast? The Transgress the Mind seem very good, so I don't want to take those out. Fiery Impulses seem a little weak from what we saw. So I think we're going to roll like this. We will definitely be on the play. And we have another hand that doesn't have blue mana, but we're just going to keep it anyway. Frequently, this is like what defines, did you top 8 the tournament? And it is, did your borderline 7-card hands get like lucky off the top of the deck or not? Obviously, you have to like play well and build your deck in like an advantageous way and stuff like that, but a lot of it just comes down to, you know, stuff like this. Like, did you have a hand that could win the game? And for this one, we did. So this Radiant Flames is a little awkward in our hand, but at least we got the Jace. And so I think we want to play this Smoldering Marsh and just say go. I don't really know what we need or want. Like, there's nothing we can really proactively play. If we draw like a Read the Bones, I took them out. So I guess there's Transgress the Mind, but that's like it. Alright, well, we'll get our loot on while we can. So, let's see. We'll probably just... I mean, casting Radiant Flames just to kill the Reflector Mage is like miserable. I think we're just going to be discarding this Foreboding Ruins. If we draw something like Kalitas, we can play it. Chances are we'll just do nothing. But, you know, we'll see. Don't really want to run a Ruinous Path. Oh, jeez. I was supposed to play Evolving Wilds. Why did I do that? Kind of put me on T that I played the wrong land. So we can't play the Jace. It would be kind of nice to play the Ruinous Path just because that would mean it's safe from Thought-Knot Seer and we could just, you know, cast Dark-Dwellers to recast it. But if we don't have the Ruinous Path, then Thought-Knot Seer would just obviously take the Dark-Dwellers. And then our Ruinous Path would still be in our graveyard. I definitely want to do something with my mana. So it's like it's kind of a silly use of it, but and maybe simply because we have the Radiant Flames, that means that we can get away with not using our mana for a turn, but our opponent seems a lot less of a Collected Company deck and a lot more of like a Thought-Knot Seer deck. So Thought-Knot Seer, you know, it's going to strip away some of your answers, and you're going to have to wait a longer time to top deck. And, you know, when Thought-Knot Seer is hitting you for 4, being at 18 as opposed to 16 is like a pretty big difference. So... So from here, if our opponent has like a Reality Smasher, we're in kind of rough shape. Opponent does not have Reality Smasher, so that's good. And we're a little behind here. Hopefully we can crawl our way back into this game. Opponent's casting a white and a green on what? Oh, Jomoku's command, okay. So making the Thought Knights here 5/5 is actually kind of a big deal. We don't have anything good to flash back with this Dark-Dwellers, which is also super annoying. And the Dark-Dwellers really doesn't do anything. It doesn't even block the Thought Knights here. So we have two Dragonlord Silumgar. That would be a great draw, and we won't be able to play them if I don't play this Foreboding Ruins. But I feel like the most likely thing is I'm going to want to discard that Foreboding Ruins to Jace for Prodigy. So not playing the Foreboding Ruins there could come back to bite me. But I only have two Silumgar in my whole deck. So it's like pretty statistically improbable. And that guy's a problem. Ugh. Well, I guess this turn at least we can cast our Dark-Dwellers for some sort of profit. So that much is good. See if he's got yet another negate. Chances are, even if he has a negate, he'll just like activate the Duskwatch Recruiter. Just let it die. And now we would certainly play our Foreboding Ruins. Then if we can draw Dragonlord Silumgar, that'd be really sweet. The only thing that would be bad about it is if we Dragonlord Silumgar our opponent's Thought-Knot Seer, and he's able to kill that Thought-Knot Seer, our opponent will draw a card. Which would be pretty awkward, obviously. The old Jace gain 5 life trick. I really wish I had a little more going on. It's actually pretty crazy how few spells are in my graveyard at this point in the game. I mean, I have seven lands out. I discarded 2 to Jace. I guess I just haven't drawn very many non-lands. Oh, that's bad. Oh, things are getting really bad. My opponent can knock me down to 3, and has Lumbering Falls in his deck. And I draw like a Grasp in Darkness. That will actually be decent. So our opponent has Sylvan Advocate and Duskwatch Recruit in his hand. Okay, so this makes a 4/4. Problem is my opponent can just like get like a Duskwatch Recruiter is like a huge problem. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can play the Swamp and kill the Thought-Knot Seer. Jace ticks up on the Sylvan Advocate. And then if my opponent isn't able to find a Reflector Mage with this Duskwatch Recruiter, I can live. But it's looking bad. The other option is to Ruinous Path without Awaken on the Thought-Knot Seer. And then I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could draw another removal spell or a Goblin Dark-Dwellers. Or I could just flashback with the Jace. But it doesn't really seem very good. Alright, well. I think that I'm going to be making this big rather than hope that the top of my deck has something good, but I will definitely be dead to a Reflector Mage. So hopefully this turn my opponent will not hit Reflector Mage and will not have profitable attacks, and then I can start clawing back into the game. If I can get through this one turn, I'm going to be able to play Kalitas and cast Ruinous Path, and that'll be pretty decent. Uh-oh, that Lumbering Falls is going to be huge! Always remember, Sylvan Advocate's a great card that does a lot. So my opponent could attack with both and put me to 1. If he does that, I'm going to be really happy. So does my opponent have like... Alright, no Jamoka's Command. So I'm at 1. Can't ever tap that Shivan Reef for colored mana, but, you know. This Kalitas is really going to mess up my opponent's combat math. My opponent still has a Duskwatch Recruiter in his hand. And he's playing it. I would love to kill the Duskwatch Recruiter because it's a source of card advantage, but I think the Kalitas is more important. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I had one more mana and I could cast both of these, oh, that'd be so nice. So my opponent would have 3 attackers, and I would have exactly 3 blockers, one of which would have lifelink. If I play Kalitas minus Jace, my other option is to play Dark-Dwellers, flashback on the Advocate and plus the Jace on something, which is effectively the same thing, but I think I just want to get this Kalitas on the table. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have like negate. It would be really bad. Oh, the other thing I can actually do is flashback Radiant Flames and kill both of these guys and have chump blockers for these two. I think that's actually better because I really want to get this Dustwatch Recruiter off the table. So yeah, let's do that. All right. I thought that was a negate, but it's just a Dustwatch Recruiter activation. Thank God. And if things go really bad, I should be able to even beat a Reflector Mage this turn. Oh, Eldrazi Displacer? If my opponent has a land, cannot beat that. That card is too good. Three to cast. Oh no, he can do two things. So I'm going to have to chump block with two things. This is bad. Man, I almost had it. Dude, Eldrazi Displacer's too good. God, what a wrecking ball. That Eldrazi Displacer listens to Miley Cyrus all the time. So if I were him, I would blank the two tokens. Oh wait, no, he can't attack with Thornbring Falls if he's blinking everything. So this actually works out kind of fine for me. Yeah, this is actually going to be fine. Man, I was so upset. But this is just going to be okay. We're going to be just fine, guys. Just fine. Mighty fine, actually. That certainly had to be like one of our opponent's best draws, but so and we just need to go after the Displacer right away. And then I don't think there's anything worth using. I mean, like, we could make him discard a card with this Kolaghan's command. And he might have a decent card in his hand, but it would just be a 1-for-1, and there's a chance our opponent just had a land in hand. So I'm a little more comfortable saving the Kolaghan's command for something like a Duskwatch Recruiter once I see it. So kind of running out of time, which is a problem. Sure, you get a cleric. Given the fact that our opponent is like Reflector Mage and Eldrazi Displacer, I'm a little scared of sacrificing my zombie to my Kalitas. Although that is like basically the only realistic way I can start generating some attacks. Five mana. Is this Reality Smash? My opponent's locked into the play now. Can't untap that mana. Oh no! That's bad. We have nothing for that. Okay. Yep. So I'm not going to sacrifice my thing in response to that. He's getting Jace. Oh, and he's going to flash back something really good. Oh, he might be dead. Oh, Ermagerd might be dead. This game has been an emotional roller coaster. Nope. There's Jamoke's command. We can do something with this Kolaghan's command, maybe. Depending on what exactly our opponent does. Okay, so that's going to be 6 power. Alright, well, I guess this is like our only play. To gain some life out of this too. So we gain 5 life. Our opponent won't have good attacks. And then we can get the Kolaghan back. So that could have been worse. We're still running out of time though. We are at 6 though, which is pretty nice. Still don't have attacks. Next turn we might be able to start attacking though. Yeah, you've got a 5/5. So what? Think you're cool with your 5/5? And I can block with both and just trade away my Kalitas. Get a zombie out of it and some life. My opponent's Lumbering Falls is gone, and then I can Kolaghan's command back. My Kalitas. Yeah, that's right. You're not doing anything, punk. You are too scared. Can I attack this turn? Not really. Man, I really don't have enough heavy-duty removal spells. I've got 4 Ruinous Path and the and the 2 Grasp of Darkness. That's like it. Man, if we had a little more time, this would be a super sweet game for me to win. I think I'm just going to lose to the clock. It's another Dragonlord Silumgar? Jesus. It's not cool, dude. Not cool. He's got a Decoration of Stone. And he's going to get my Kalitas. Do not like this. Alright, well, that's basically winning with style. Man, I wish I had a Silumgar's command. Alright, well, just in the nick of time, we lose. But that was a pretty exciting game. Oh well, better luck next time though. On to the next one.